Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to my Minecraft Feed the Beast series, and today we're back at the arcology working on the whole agriculture bit, which we are going to be using for the entire bottom floor of the arcology, and I want to show you real quick what I did with the production area so far, because my current thinking is having that sector, and that sector go away skeleton, be the production agriculture, and then this one being research agriculture. Oh god, I really need to finish lighting up this place. But yeah, so right now, this is what I'm thinking for the design of the different agricultural areas. Let's kill you real quick. And yeah, so you come into this nice, well-lit hallway, and turn off the nano saber. And then you'd go through these doors to reach the various agricultural sections, and right here is where I'm thinking of putting the teleporters. One teleporter that will go up and the other to go down, and I know that there have been some people who have said, well, why not just have the same one go up and down, which is true, but the problem is up in the upper sectors, you know, you'd have a floor above and a floor below, so you need one, basically, that goes up and down between, like, this floor, and then the other to go up and down between the next two floors. So I'll be having two teleporters at each of these corners. And then you'd come in here to the very well-lit, though not entirely well enough. Oh, you stole my dirt. That's it, you're gonna pay. Where'd you go? Where did he go? I hear him. Ugh. You are making far too much noise. Okay, I'm just gonna go over this way. Darn guy stole my dirt. Man, that's just rude. I didn't actually think about that. That may be a problem in the future for this stuff. But yes, this is going to be the setup for our agricultural areas for all four of the sectors. And right now, for the design of these, I'm kind of going back and forth between these two here. Now, I know all around the side I'm wanting to do iron paneling, because to me, it kind of gives it the sort of industrial, sort of stainless steel look, because these are experimental production farms. And then for the platforms, though, I keep going back and forth between iron blocks and this iron scaffolding. I cannot make up my mind between these two. And odds are I'll get halfway through building all of them once I make up my mind. And I'll come up with another idea and be like, I gotta do it all again. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out which of these two I'm wanting to do, though that may change in the future. And hey, if you have any suggestions of what you think might look cool for a sort of experimental production farm, I would love to hear it. I always like getting suggestions for things. But today, what we're going to be focusing on is the experimental research agriculture area over here, which we're going to be populating just like over there with all those little farm bits. But in here, it's going to be using the IndustrialCraft 2 agricultural bits and bobs of that mod pack. Ha, you're on fire, you stupid zombie. And what I'm thinking is having different sectors doing different crops, because I know there's multiple different kinds of crops in the IndustrialCraft agricultural bit. And the two that I'm mainly concerned about, though, is I want hops, because I want to make beer, and also coffee to make, well, coffee. And so yeah, we'll have different sections for all of it, though of course at the beginning it's just going to be a whole lot of crossbreeding between plants in all of the different sections so that we can eventually get those crops. But you want to fight, zombie? Fine. I'll give you a fight. There we go. So what we're gonna do is we are actually gonna head back to the village, to our little experimentation area. Turn off the nano saber again, where we're going to start playing around with the IndustrialCraft 2 stuff. Now, I shut off the red power over here. I just thought I heard a creeper. I must be hearing things. Okay, but yeah, we're going to be using the same setup here because this is going to be roughly the same design we're going to be using for once we do build the research agricultural section. So what we're going to do is start by building the very basic bit of industrial craft farming, which is the crop. So we'll grab those with ones that I've already made. And what we're going to do is plop these down. I'll just put down these 4 for now. And it's really cool. I really love working with these because, unlike regular farming, if I was just to put these seeds down in that spot, once it grew, I'd break the seeds and it'd be gone, which is what is going to be used for all of our production agriculture because we have the wonderful harvester. But for the research industrial craft stuff, you can put the seeds in these. Oh, I'm holding shift. There we go. And what it'll do is it'll grow inside these crops. And once they come to maturity, you can click on them to not destroy them, but just harvest. And then they will grow back. Of course, provided that you have them well fertilized and watered, which we actually are going to show you how to do that real quick. First thing we need to do is fertilize these plants. And to do that, we need to make fertilizer, which means we need to make a recycler first, which is actually something I've been meaning to make for a while, but I keep forgetting to do. And, what was it? That and that. Yes, there we go. So you take a compressor, which we've built before, a little bit of glowstone, dust, 3 dirt, and 2 refined iron, and that gives you a recycler. And we'll just pop this recycler right there. Oh yeah, that's an MFE. That is creating much more power than I need. So, give me a sec. We'll go and build it in the machine shop over here. So, yeah, I'll bring you back after I build another compressor. Okay, so we're back and in the machine shop in here. And we've built another recycler after exploding the last one. I swear, I do that far more often than I would like to admit. I have a tendency to forget what machines need what power, and hooking them into the wrong one, and a chicken just laid an egg somewhere. I heard the pop. But yes, we built another recycler, hooked it into the proper energy source, and what you do with the recycler is you take any junk you have, throw it in there, and it will recycle it into scrap. Now, it won't do it for every single item you recycle. It has a chance to do it or not to do it. I forget what exactly the chance is, but essentially it's a way of getting rid of your junk that you don't need in a useful manner. Instead of just destroying it, you recycle it and get these bits of scrap. Now, if you're in a bind, you can burn them in a generator for power, but there's all sorts of recipes that use scrap and various things that you can do with it, including with the IndustrialCraft, where you can use it along with bone meal once it makes a few more. We will show you that. Actually, let's go upstairs and do the other bit while that is working. Besides the fertilizer that you make with the scrap and the bone meal, what you also need to do is water your plants that are in those little crop frames. And a good way to do that is take a water cell, pop it into an extractor, which I don't have any overclockers in this one. I thought I did. I probably moved it into one of the other machines. But yes, you take a water cell, throw it in here, and come on, little more. Almost. There's a good extractor. And you get a hydration cell. And what you can do with this is you can use it on the plants to water them, like you would with a bucket or something like that, but you can use it multiple times over and over again. So let's head back down here for the scrap. Oh, come on, one more. Just give me one more. 3 is probably enough, but I would like to have 4. There we go. And real simple, you just take the scrap, pop it in, bone meal, pop it in, and there you go. You have fertilizer. Now let's grab that and that. And it's now dark outside because I ran into a small issue getting back here. The game crashed on me because a couple of these machines, for some reason, forgot what machine they were. And I came in here, they were just blank blocks, and then the game crashed. So I had to sort of, sort things out with that. So let's actually go and use our bed real quick. I rather not do this all at night. Let's just plop down. It's been a while since I've actually used the bed. Alright, and we're awake again. And what we can do is head on over here. Back to our little testing area. And as you can see, things are growing nicely, but let's add a little fertilizer to this stuff. Click, 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 and a click. That one's growing quite nicely. And then we can use the hydration cells. We'll just throw a couple on there, and as you can see, it then gets a usage bar, or whatever you want to call it. And it goes quite nicely, and it will start to grow. Now, once they are grown, you can harvest them, and you have a chance of getting a seed bag, which, once you get one of those seed bags, what you need is... Well, let's build it here real quick. There's the wiring. A cropnalyzer. Now, it's just one piece of glass, 4 redstone, an electric circuit, and 2 copper cables, and bam, you have that. And what you do with this is you right-click, you'd put, let's put this on the hotbar, a battery up here, and then whatever seed bag you have in your inventory there, and it will give you information about it that'll help you figure out more about the crops. Plus, you can click this on the crop to get properties about them. You know, that's wheat, nothing. And yeah, it's pretty simple, but a very useful tool for growing your crops, because eventually once you have the seed bags, I fell off, and you analyze them, you can figure out different stats for them, like their growth rate, their resistance, and all sorts of stuff like that, so that you can then plop down seeds in certain areas and try to crossbreed them to make better plants. Which, how you do that is in between 2 plants that you have growing. That's why I put them in the 4 corners like this. You put down another crop, and then another on top of that. And what will happen is, as these grow, eventually something will start growing in here as well. That could be a mix of the 2 or something completely different. And you can mix it with all sorts of plants. Like, so I could have wheat here and pumpkins here. And either here will be a new kind of pumpkin, a new kind of wheat, or something entirely different. And that's how the crossbreeding works, and I keep falling off. And so we put those down, and we can accelerate the process by having more of these. That's why I like this sort of get up here, where you have the 4 corners growing a crop, and then the 4 interior sections where you are doing the crossbreeding, and that is how this goes. And I've got a lot of work ahead of me, because I've got a lot of crossbreeding to do before I get all the different crops that I want. But yeah, that is sort of a basic rundown of the IndustrialCraft 2 farming. And yeah, that's going to be what is in the 4th sector for agricultural research, where we'll have all sorts of stuff going, of all different varieties of plants. I can't remember exactly, but I think it's 16 different plants that you can get through the crossbreeding process. Don't quote me on that. But that seems like a number that it sounds right. It's been a while since I've actually looked at all the proper plants, and there may have been new ones added since last time I looked at that stuff. But yeah, it's a basic process, it's a fun one, and you can get all sorts of great things. Like I said earlier, you can get hops, coffee, and there's all sorts of, like, plants that produce ink sacs. Oh, hey, we got a thing. We got a thing. What does it say? Unknown crop. So we're going to have something new here, hopefully. Probably not. With my luck, it'll just be a new kind of wheat. but nonetheless, it makes me happy. And yeah, so I've got a lot of work ahead of me, but it's going to be fun. A bit laborious, but fun. So yeah, that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you all have enjoyed. And, of course, that you come back for the next, where hopefully, since I'll have through the weekend to build for the next episode, hopefully I have all 4 of the agricultural sections finished, at least with actually setting down these growing areas. I probably won't have all the crops down or the planters and harvesters and all that sort of stuff in, but at least I hopefully have all the dirt down and their siding and platforms and all that stuff. But yeah, I hope you come and join me for that. Thank you for watching, my friends, and as always, have a good one.